What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Millionaire Mindset X, where we bring people to the table for multiplied conversations. Here, we do not gatekeep, but we give you access to help you shift your mind from lack to abundance. I am your host, Fire Ash, and if you're ready to take your mindset to the next level, I just want to say, hey, friend, welcome to the table. So, on today, I have with me this awesome and amazing woman of God. She is, I call her the superhero. She's a superwoman. And so I want to tell you a little bit about my guest, Miss Coach Lee. So Coach Lee is a criminal defense attorney by day and productivity and accountability coach by night, by the rest of the weekend, by any time outside of her day job. And as she likes to say, throughout, she is the founder of Legal Lee, which was birthed through COVID. While working from home, she had a little too much time on her hands, which brought her back to the thoughts of all the people telling her she was motivating, encouraging, and should be a life coach. So she started looking it up, read it, and saw what others saw. As women, we play so many roles and think we can do it all, and that we often put ourselves last, if at all. Felt that? Coach Lee helps you to unlock your true potential by helping you to uncover your hidden time in your day so that you can create a life you love. Coach Lee is an author. Her book, Lee's Laws of Productivity, is the ultimate guide to getting things done, boosting efficiency, and achieving your goals without feeling overwhelmed or stressed out. So, officially, welcome to the table, Coach Lee. And I want to ask you my famous question: who is Coach Lee beyond the bio?
Ooh, well, okay. We already covered criminal defense attorney. We got the productivity and accountability coach. I felt like that was like my come out sign. Like, you know how they even announce me at the basketball games? I feel like I was ready to come through the huddle and come out. So who am I outside of the bio? First and foremost, I'm a child. I'm a child of the Most High. So I am nothing without him.
Yes.
But because of that, like I'm so much. Like I don't even know where to start. Like, child of God, I'm a daughter, I'm a tanti, that's what my nieces call me. I'm a niece, I'm a sister, I'm a godmom, I'm a best friend, I'm a friend. Look, I'm what you need me to be. I might be
that. And you're the woman with the energy. You're the hype woman too, okay?
There we go.
So I know that, you have a day job by day, and you also have another job, which is the coaching. But I want to start off by asking, how did you actually get into your career as a defense attorney? Like, was that something you already knew when you were younger that you wanted to get into? How did that process, or how did that happen?
So yes, since 6th grade. Now,
wow.
I'm gonna tell you the story. It ain't gonna make no sense on how this equaled this, but nonetheless, my aunt was actually an attorney down in Miami. She was a corporate lawyer.
Oh wow.
And so she didn't have any kids, so she had nieces and nephews. So every summer she would basically get each kid for a week to spend time with us. I don't know what everybody else did on their weeks, but I'm pretty sure they all went to work with her too, because she can't just take off the whole summer to hang out with us. But nonetheless, I went to work with her and I was putting files in ABC order. I came back from putting files in ABC order and was like, I'm gonna be an attorney. Mind you, she did corporate law. So how did putting files in ABC order literally mean I came back and was like, I'm going to be an attorney and I want to do criminal law? No idea. But some kind of way putting them files in ABC order in the summer coming into 6th grade led to me deciding I wanted to be an attorney. And I never really looked back. I changed areas of law for like a hot second because I was like, wait a minute. If I'm doing criminal cases, that means I'm going to have to do the murders. And then I realized your first case ain't going to be a murder. They're going to work you up to it. And then I was back in. And now full circle, I do the murders. So here we go.
Now full circle, we do the murders. So before I get into the productivity, I told you I have like this love for law, even though I don't have the study habits for it. But so I want to know, as a lawyer, because, you have to represent clients that may or may not have done it. As a lawyer, what would be one of your like biggest challenges with the clients that you represent?
Honestly, I think my biggest challenge is sometimes getting them to listen to me. Like for their best benefit. So because sometimes I'm not gonna deny that I don't yell at my clients. I do yell at them because sometimes they be trying to overtalk me, and you can't ask me a question and then try to talk over me when I'm trying to do you want the answer or not? Because I can leave. I'm going home. I know where I'm going, so I'm trying to help you. So honestly, my biggest struggle sometimes is like getting through to the clients, helping them to see, hey, this isn't the best fact for us. What you're telling me, hey, it might be true, but how, like, you got any suggestions on how I'm gonna counteract it besides being like, that's not true? Because that don't always work.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes my biggest struggle is, I guess it can go two ways. It can be the client, or it can be the case. It can be the facts that I'm giving, that I'm trying to create.
Yeah.
From.
Yeah. So within you being a lawyer, were there any challenges that you experienced along the journey where you actually, I want to say that differently. I'm assuming there were challenges, but I want to know more. So how did your relationship with God come into play with you also pursuing this career?
Ooh. Again, I ain't nothing without him. So for me, I would say that it came into play, or it comes into play, because of him. I think I have confidence that naturally I would not have. Now, given growing up, I did public speaking and things like that. I did like oratorical contests and stuff growing up. So like I've never really been afraid of public speaking. I was the person in church who, when it was time for us to get our Easter and Christmas speeches, I was like, I need the long one. Give me the long one. Don't be giving me them 3-sentence ones. Oh, we doing a church, we doing a play. Who got the most lines? That's who I want to be. I want to talk the most. So naturally, as a child, I wasn't afraid to get up and talk. So that definitely played in. But I can think about probably year 2 or 3 on the job when I got promoted to felony, and one of my coworkers was like, they were in felony. They had been there longer than me. They were like, I thought you knew what you were doing, because you give the confidence that you do. Like, you don't ever really ask questions. And she wasn't saying it in like, I acted cocky per se, but she was like, I didn't know you were struggling, you needed help. Like when I came and asked for help, it was like, oh, like you seem like you know so much, and I get that you are looking it up, but also apparently you do seek help when you need it.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, that was, I guess, the biggest strength that I had, was the ability to appear confident, almost the fake it till you make it. Because oftentimes, look, when I first started doing this, my clients have been doing this longer than I had been doing it. So I got to exude the fact that I know what I'm talking about, even when I don't know what I'm talking about. My clients start saying initials, and I'm like, I'm going to look into that. I don't know what them initials is. Immediately get back to the office, like, what's some initials? But the next time I came to talk to them, let's talk about them initials you want to talk about. I got the answer to your question. And so I would say, like, the ability to essentially appear calm, even when I might not be calm, i.e., you throwing stuff at me, I have no idea what it is, but I got to keep this poker face like everything is cool.
Yeah. No, I felt that for myself. Because I remember when I worked at my old job, people would come to me, and I feel like my job kind of threw me in the water before I had the full like training. I ain't had the training wheels. I had the bike, and I was falling because people would think, because I'm in this position, like, oh, I know everything about being in this position, and they're asking me questions. And thankfully, in my position, I didn't have to fully exude all of that confidence, because I would let them know, like, yo, I'm new to this table, but if you want to learn with me, I used to tell my clients, like, if you're willing to learn with me and be patient with me in the process, I will for sure figure it out. But let me just be honest with you, I don't know. And then when I finally got it, it was like, okay, now I can help with this confidence. But I love that you attributed confidence with God being in that process, because when we operate under the spirit of God, under His authority, that's where confidence is truly produced. I love that.
Oh yeah, because definitely. Now we was thrown in. We had the bike without the training wheels. It was like, oh, you just got on the bike, take the training wheels off. Literally, I passed the bar September 30th of 2013. I started my job September 30th of 2013.
Wait, say that again.
I got bar results September the 23rd, 2013. Yes. It was a Monday.
Yes.
I got a call. The job that I'm at, they did like on-campus interviews at my law school.
Uh-huh.
I interviewed there. They called me on, bar results came out Monday. They called me on Tuesday. Hey, you had previously did an on-campus interview for us. I know bar results came out. Did you pass? And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Would you be interested in coming in for an interview? Yeah, sure. When? Can you come tomorrow? Okay.
Wow.
Hey, boss, can I go to a job interview tomorrow? So, bar results Monday. Call on Tuesday. Wednesday interview. I go to the interview. They call me. I don't remember if they called me Wednesday or Thursday. Nonetheless, to offer me the job.
Wow.
To start on Monday.
Wow.
But I went to law school in St. Pete. Because I had went to law school over there, I had interned at a public defender's office over there as well. Similar. So Wednesday, they called me. Hey, you interned over here when you were in law school. I know bar results came out. You interested in coming in for an interview? Yeah, sure. When? Tomorrow.
Wow.
Go to the interview Thursday. Also get offered the job. Also starts Monday. So I went from not being an attorney to I got bar results to 2 job interviews and 2 job offers, both of which start on Monday.
Wow.
And they're like, hey, we need you to come. We need you to come when you show up to work for orientation. Please be sworn in. Already, basically you got to go before a judge or a notary.
Yeah.
And you got to sign the oath. Like, please bring your oath of attorney when you show up.
Wow.
We was in training for either 3 or 4 days. October 5th to 6th, I was in the courtroom.
I thought you was about to
with
say
cases
3 or 4
in my
weeks.
name.
I thought you was about to say 3 or 4 weeks. You said days. Hold on, wait a minute.
So yeah. Oh, you want to learn how to ride a bike? Here you go. No training wheels. Given. Now, obviously, yes, there were attorneys who had been there longer. With the courtroom that I was put in, there was an attorney who had been in the courtroom who had been an attorney for her. She had been an attorney for a year. She was hitting her 1-year anniversary. And it's like, hey, train them.
Yeah.
Make sure they do what they're doing.
So what did that initial case feel like? Being in it with your name on it.
Excited. Like the first time you speak in court, it's exciting. It's like, so-and-so on behalf of so-and-so for the record. Yes, Judge. Then the judge start asking you questions. You're like, wait a minute. Because so like when you get the cases, every case isn't new. So obviously I took somebody's spot. So the person whose spot that I took, she got promoted. So I'm taking over her cases. She got cases of people who just got arrested, people who set for trial, people who are on like the start up to the finish line of the case. Yeah. So I'm showing up for court like, hey, I'm your attorney. Where that other girl at? Well, she's not here no more. I'm your attorney. I reviewed the notes. This is my understanding of what's happening.
Hold on, wait. This is my understanding of what happened. So catch me up.
Cause all I got is notes to go on. Some of them I did talk to before, but like I'm literally like, you heard the turnaround time. I didn't get a chance to call all 150 of the clients, so I'm going by who got caught first. Let me review it and figure out what's going on. Let me understand what these initials is. So when I'm standing up here, I think I know what's going on. We on the same page. This is my understanding. That's your understanding too. All right, we on the same page. Let's go.
I don't think I've ever had a real conversation with an attorney like this. And I must say, this is entertaining because, when you're watching attorneys like in the moment, it's like, oh, they know exactly what they're talking about. They got this. But to hear you say this, like, giving us the background play-by-play, it's throwing me off because I'm like, whoa, that's interesting. I never thought about how a person could be passed on to another lawyer or attorney. And now it's like, I just got to go based off these notes that I was given.
And pray the person before you actually put in good notes. So the person whose cases I took over, she did good. She had good notes. She told me how to set my calendar up. She was like, you want to make sure you block your calendar at 4 o'clock or 4:30 because if not, they going to see it open. They going to have clients coming to see you. You want to leave at 5 o'clock, you better have that calendar blocked at 4:30.
Yeah.
So like, I took over for a good person. So I had good notes to work with.
Oh, well, that's good.
But some people, sometimes you like, ain't no notes in the computer. What is going on? You better figure it out.
So how did that first case turn out?
Child, I don't even know.
That's right.
Look, I mean, it was 13 years ago, child. I done represented a whole bunch of people.
13 years ago. Yeah, that's so far away.
Yeah. Child, I don't know. I think it went fine. I didn't do my first trial probably for 2 or 3 months. So by then, I knew a little something by then. So the first couple cases was probably like entering not guilty pleas at arraignment, maybe going over a plea form. Maybe somebody was incompetent. It wasn't a trial quite yet.
Yeah. Okay. Got you. Okay. So, okay. Now that we've covered the defense, I want to get into the coaching. Now, I know you told me before, you told me the story about how you got into coaching, but if you could, I want you to replay that story for our audience. Walk us by step on how you actually were able to get into becoming a coach.
Okay, so this story might make a little bit more sense than how I became an attorney, because ABC order to attorney might not make the most sense. But so I grew up playing sports. So I played sports growing up, and by the time I got to law school, the metabolism stopped metabolism the way it was in high school. And so I was like, oh girl, you need to start working out. So I started back working out, and I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of like Beachbody, P90X, where they now go by body. So like Shaun T, Tony Horton, P90X, like all of those programs. So I started doing those workout programs, and we had a gym at the law school or whatever, but like that was back in the DVD days before streaming was a thing. So I had those DVDs. So I was doing those DVDs, and it was this girl that I met online. She was doing these online, what they call accountability groups. It was kind of like a fitness challenge. Hers started out with like a free 30-day ab challenge. And so we were all like in a Facebook group together, and we would post when we did our workout or when we did our challenge. And throughout the course of that, she started talking more about these Beachbody products, and I was already doing them. So I was like, oh, okay, well, come join this community where all of us are doing different programs by body than Beachbody. So I'm in there doing them that we post. We do our posts saying, like, basically, here's your sweaty selfie. If you struggled in your workout, you talk about your struggles, you post your meal prep, all that good stuff. And so in there, people post it. Of course, I'm liking the post. I'm commenting. Like if somebody's like, oh, I'm so sore, I'm encouraging them. Oh, I couldn't get my meal prep in. My husband don't want to eat the same thing as me. I don't have time to meal prep. I'm offering suggestions because for me, I automatically go to reverse engineering. Didn't realize I was doing this at the time. So people start saying, you're motivating, you're encouraging, you should be a coach. So the girl who's running the group is seeing me commenting, and she's like, hey, you should sign up under me. It wasn't like pyramid scheme. It was multi-level marketing. Like you can sign up to be a coach, discounts on the product, you sign people up, you can make money that way. And I'm like, I'll sign up for the discount, because if I can save money on the products I'm already using, cool. Yeah. I'm cool with motivating people. I don't necessarily think I want to front face promote, you need to work out. Cool. Yeah. Sign up to be a discount coach. I get a few people to sign up for me, but for me, I'm here for like you were saying before we got on here, I'm the hype girl. I'm here to be the hot girl. That part right there. So I'm motivated. I'm encouraging. They're like, you should be a coach. I'm like, I'm doing this coaching thing. They're like, no, you should be a life coach. And I'm like, life coach? Who got time for life coach? I'm a full-time attorney here. Who got time for that? Yeah. Also during this time, because they see me also, I'm posting, I was officiating basketball. So I refereed basketball. I did high school. You look like you referee basketball. I love that for us. I started refereeing basketball. And so I'm doing high school, but also middle school. Basketball season runs roughly October to February. But on the weekends, you might be in tournaments. During the summer league, you got, all-star teams. So, day in and day out, 8 hours, you doing games. So they're like, how you doing all this stuff? Still literally working out, still being an attorney. I still see you meal prepping. Like, how are you doing all these things? Yeah. And so then they still on this whole, you should be a life coach. And I'm like, literally, how, where, what? Like, I'm not trying to quit being an attorney, not realizing that you can clearly do both. Come on. Fast forward to March of 2020. We all know what happened then. The pandemic. Thankfully, I didn't lose my job. Obviously, got sent home to work. Yes, people are still getting arrested, but the cops are being more mindful of who they're arresting. The jail is trying to keep people out, like lowering bonds, things like that. We're not trying to have breeding pods for right. Yeah. So now I'm bored because my job is like, hey, yes, log in. Yes, get your work done. But we don't necessarily need you logged in from 8 to 5 because people got kids home now. Your work schedule might not be your normal schedule. I'm naturally a morning person. So I pretty much kept the same schedule. I still kept waking up early. I would get up, get me a workout in, do me a walk, log into work. By lunchtime, I'm like, I've done all the work that I need to do. So now I'm like, okay, I've watched TV. I've done puzzles. I done talked to my friends online. Everybody hanging out on Zoom during the pandemic. Just hanging out with each other, FaceTime and all the things. These thoughts started coming back to me of you're motivating, you're encouraging, you should be a life coach. Before what was my excuse? I didn't have time. Clearly, it's pandemic. Right, come on. Yes, yeah. I started opening up Facebook and Instagram. algorithm popping. Become a life coach. Become a life coach. So I'm like downloading and signing up for all these different free webinars to figure out what is a life coach. Ultimately, the program that I ended up going through to get certified, I made it halfway through that first video. Girl, that video was 3 to 5 minutes long. And I was like, I'm in. Sold. I agree. I should be a coach. That's what I've been doing this whole time, was coaching and I didn't know it. Sign me up. Sign me up. I'm in.
He said, I'm in here like swimwear.
Exactly.
So, okay. So knowing that you have that background in the productivity and accountability. So what actually made you realize like that is my niche? That's what I want to focus on. Given you were obviously doing so much at one time and being able to juggle so much, but what was the moment that clicked? Like, yes, I know I need to help people with being productive and being held accountable.
So in the beginning, I couldn't figure out, you know how you get to just make up your own name, your own title. I couldn't figure out what it was. I knew for me, accountability was a big thing. I thrive on accountability, which is why I was in these fitness groups in the first place, to post my workouts and to post all the things. And so when people kept saying like, how do you quote unquote do all the things? And I was like, okay, so doing all the things is what people struggle with. And I'm like, I'm really not doing all that like, I guess I'm doing more because maybe it seems like it. And so I realized that I was good at planning. Like I was good at reverse engineering. My brain automatically goes to, for example, we had this podcast. I'm like reverse engineering the fact that I knew that I was in trial. So like when you sent the reminder email and I reached out like, hey, I'm in trial, I should be good to be home on time, I automatically go into reverse engineering mode. Okay, podcast starts at this time. You want me to hop on at this time. I need this amount of travel time. I'm in court. I need to leave at this time. So I automatically go to reverse engineering. So if I need to figure out when I'm going to get my workout in, when am I going to get my meal prep in, when am I going to do whatever the thing is, I automatically start with that end result and start reverse engineering. So people say they struggle with having time because you're not starting with the end in mind and reverse engineering what time you need to start to finish.
I think you need to re-say that. She said, because you're not starting with the end in mind.
Yeah. And so for me, I realized that people struggle with productivity, i.e. time management, because they didn't know how to do it. And the accountability piece comes into play because you need somebody to remind you of the things that you said that you were going to do and when you were going to do it.
Yes. You know what's funny? I was preparing for this podcast. I had this book sitting on my table. Because if I can be honest with you, I would say in the last 2 weeks, I felt like I'm not going to say last 2 weeks. I want to say recently, I've been feeling like my productivity hasn't been A1. It hasn't been where it needs to be. And it's mainly because I said on this call last night, I said, y'all, I got to take some accountability because I'm preparing to take this test for, I'm not going to tell my audience yet. I'm planning to take this state exam, right? And I have been supposed to study for it within the last 3 months, but it seems like I'm going to tell my excuse first before I hold myself accountable. I had been supposed to be studying for it over the last 3 months. And literally, I just been doing a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I've been working a lot and all of that good jazz. And so last week I was talking to my mom and I was like, Mom, I just haven't had time to do it, right? And she said, go back to your schedule. And my mom, she's my accountability partner. It's kind of annoying, but I love it at the same time. And she made me come to the conclusion it wasn't that you didn't have time. It was that you weren't prioritizing your time effectively. And I was like, dang, because you're right. I did have time because that one day that I was sitting on that couch, I probably could have been studying. And so I love that you even mentioned like reverse engineering, starting with the end in mind, because I noticed that with other projects, I think I like literally with videography, I'm thinking about the edit and that's how I plan everything else. But I don't think I was necessarily using time management, reverse engineering and time management. So that's helpful.
Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah. And the thing with time is we think, one, that we don't have enough time, but then we also think that things take less time than they really do.
Yeah, that's good.
Because you know how you be like, oh, I'm going to just do this real quick. Like, give me 5 minutes and I'm going to do this 30 minutes later. Mind you, you was actually locked in and focused the whole time. You didn't get distracted by social media. You said give you 5 minutes to do it. And it really took 30 minutes. So we float between saying we don't have enough time because we stack our schedules with so many things, thinking that everything is going to take an hour, when realistically it take double that. And if we actually track the amount of time it took us to do it, we will actually see that it took double the amount of time. So then we can start putting less stuff on our to-do list and we'll stop being frustrated at ourselves for not getting stuff done.
You know, in the church, we say, ouch, because I felt that for myself. I literally, the other day, I'm not going to keep putting myself out there. Just know I felt that for myself. And I realized recently I was working on something just from listening to what you said. I was working on something and I was like, oh, I'm going to just knock this out real quick before I start pretty much editing my videos to get it to my client. What I was working on was starting to take forever. And I in my mind, I thought it was going to be maybe like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I even put it on the calendar for about 10 minutes. And it took me longer than expected. And then I'm like, dang, now it took up this time I was supposed to be editing my video. Yeah. That's me. Mm-hmm. Keep going, Coach Lee. Yep, keep going. Cause
I still do it to myself. So what I've started doing is I set timers, and so I'm a competitive person. So I'm racing the timer. So that's gonna make me, not that I wasn't locked in and focused before, but if I wasn't locked in and focused, I'm like this. So we need to start either telling ourselves, if you want to say this, I'm gonna give myself 5 minutes. Whatever I don't finish after 5 minutes, I'm done. I'll circle back after this project. But really what we need to really do is double the amount of time we think something takes. If we think it takes an hour, give ourselves 2. What's the worst that happens? You finish it in the hour, and now you actually have another hour in your day to watch TV, to scroll social media, to just take a break, to work on something else.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes, once we actually get going working, sometimes, yes, you do need a break, but most times you get energized and you get fueled and you want to keep working, whether it's on that same project or because you've hit this momentum and won by finishing this thing. You're like, oh, I'm going to go over here and do this thing.
Literally. The other night, I told you before the podcast that I was working on my space, updating my space. And the other night, it was like maybe 10 o'clock at night. And at first I was up, I was just sitting down, watch TV. And then I was like, you know what? Let me clean my counter off in the kitchen, because I like for stuff to be clean, and it wasn't clean. So I'm like, let me clean this off. I cleaned it off. It started looking good. I said, you know what? Let me just go ahead and go upstairs and finish working on the room. Because it's something about when you finish something, that accomplishment is like, you know what? Let me go ahead and do the next thing. But on the opposite side, I noticed that when I would procrastinate with doing stuff, that procrastination continues to lead to more wanting to procrastinate. And it also comes with like this fear of doing the project or getting the project done or not getting the project done, versus when you get something done, it's a whole different experience.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord Jesus. So this, like I said, this podcast is for me. If y'all listening in, God bless y'all.
Welcome to the conversation.
Okay, but I need this for me. Okay, so with you literally being a coach and an attorney, and working out and all of this stuff, give me a real life example. Like, let's plan out a day. Actually, help me plan out a day. There we go. Real life.
All right, so we planning my day or your day?
My day, because you got you don't need
what we got on the schedule. What time we waking up? What time we going to bed? What we try to get done?
Okay, so back in the day, I used to wake up at 5. Have I woken up at 5? No, I've been at 6 lately. I feel like if I wake up somewhere near 4:30, 5 o'clock, I can go to my YMCA gym. What I want to do ideally is I want to wake up. I want to go to the gym. I want to have some Bible study time / study for this exam time. And then at that point, I usually start my work day around like 10 o'clock-ish, depending on what day it is. I just really want to, I feel like the things that's been missing out of my schedule has been that early morning working out. I do get my scriptures in the morning, but I feel like I did what you said, how I didn't plan enough time, especially because I would think like, okay, I'll do my Bible study for like 30 minutes to an hour. And then I'll think that I will exclude travel time to the gym. I'll exclude so much stuff that I would feel like I'm not getting all those things done. So ideally, those are the things I want to actually have in my schedule moving forward.
Okay. So first of all, are you actually a morning person?
Yes.
I get that you want to wake up at that time, but are you actually a morning person?
I actually at 6 a.m. I'll be good. I like waking up. I'm not an evening person. I like to go to bed. Yes.
Okay.
If somebody in the comments probably
like,
going to
I want to get up at 5 in the morning, and you like, but you're a night owl and you naturally go to bed at midnight.
Yeah. No, I like going to bed. Sometimes I will stay up just out of if I want to finish a series or something. But naturally, I like to do stuff in the morning, get it out the way, and then be able to enjoy the rest of my evening.
Okay. So the first thing with early wake up times, especially if you're at a solid 6 now and you're trying to get to 4:30, don't jump from 6 to 4:30. Start in 20 or 30-minute increments. Okay. So go to 5:30, 5:45. And keep backing it up like 10, 15 minutes. Now, if you wake up like tomorrow, maybe do 2 days in a row. If you wake up like once or twice and you like, oh, this was easy to get to this time, you're good. Back it up to the next time. So basically for you, if you're at a solid 6 now, for you to get to that 4:30, 5 o'clock, depending on which time you settle on that feels the best once you get the routine going, you're probably going to need a week or two to get there. Because basically every 2 to 3 days, you want to back it up that 15 to 20 minutes.
Good. That's really
so that your body gets used to it, and then you'll solidly be there.
It's funny. Because last night I set my alarm clock. I said, and I was so motivated last night. I said, we going to get up at 4:30. We got stuff to do, Ashley. And I kid you not, I woke up at 6. I was knocked out. And I never thought about doing it in increments. I never thought about that, like doing it in 10 to 15 minute increments. That's really good.
Because sometimes, like, us waking up one time at that time, we're normally doing it for a reason. So, like, yes, you ultimately want to get there, but, like, okay, I'm about to go to the airport. I got to get up at 4 o'clock.
Exactly.
I'm up. Let's go. I'm up at 3:30. They're already
you hear me? I literally will get my butt up for the airport. I stay up. I ain't never missed an alarm clock for the airport. So I'd be like, Ashley, what's going on?
Yeah. And so which is why a one-time thing is easy to do, which is why I say don't jump the time, because yes, that first time you probably is gonna wake up because you are motivated to go to the gym to start this new lifestyle. Day 2, you like, good God,
why did I even? Yes.
And then you're gonna start rationalizing with yourself because you're like, I woke up at 4:30 and I was dressed and ready to go and I had 30 minutes to kill, so I can snooze that alarm till 5 o'clock because that's the 30 minutes that I need right now.
Over there just reading me. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
I know my
that
people.
Rationalizing. Because it happens to the best of us. I'll tell myself a whole story. Like, yeah, you got a few more minutes. Go ahead and sit back down. Next thing I know, I got my Bible playing and I'm asleep.
The Bible reading you.
It is reading me.
And don't put it on audio so it literally do be reading to you. You wake up, you like, how many chapters that went by?
And that is what happened this morning. After I realized I woke up later than 4:30, because I didn't even hear the alarm. I was like, bruh, I was really knocked out. And so usually a part of my routine is I want to make sure I get up and walk my dog so that's the reason. The reason I get up at 6 every day is because he wakes me up like clockwork every day at 6 o'clock. It's like, I remember setting an alarm, I think over the weekend, and it was like, I don't even need this because I'm going to wake up right at 6 o'clock because the dog is always asking me to come out. And
he got somewhere to go.
He got somewhere to go. And unlike his mama, he got a routine. He
can't tell the time, but he know the time.
He know that time. And I'd be like, sheesh, I don't want to get up. And so this morning when we got up, he got cheated out of his experience because I sure enough was like, well, I'm going to cut the Bible on and I'm going to sit here and listen to it. And in my mind, I definitely rationalized and said, I'm about to meditate. So I studied the Bible for a bit, and then I put that audio on, and I knew in my subconscious, I said, I'm finna go to sleep.
You meditated yourself back to sleep.
I meditated myself back to sleep, and I definitely was peaceful. So when he came back napping, like, ma'am, we ain't went outside yet. It's way past 6. I was like, oh, my bad. Let me get up and take him outside. But my problem has been lately, I really want to get back into having a structured routine when it comes to making sure, number one, that the working out is in, and also making sure that studying is in, because naturally I do like reading books, but I realized towards the end of the day, in my 20s, towards the end of the day, I could do everything. In my 30s, I don't want to do that at the end of the day. I want to do nothing at the end of the day.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So creating a structured routine. We're going to back up the time to slowly get you there. You know what you want your mornings to look like, i.e. waking up, working out, home, devotional, meditate, all the things, and then, slow start into your work day by 10 a.m. at the latest, into the work day. Bam.
Right.
What else we got to put in the day? What else we got to put in the morning? I mean, obviously I get like shower, get dressed, that type of thing.
Oh,
Obviously the commute time, we got to account for the commute time. But
so most days I'm working from home. The only days that I leave is mainly like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and that's when like the real work day is starting at 10 because I have to be on site for my contract at 10 o'clock, and I'm there probably most days from like 10 to 2 ish, and then usually I'll come back home, and sometimes, most often, I'll probably have some meetings, but what I try to do is I try not to book a meeting so close to me finishing my work, because I know me, I don't like to have a lot of stuff happening back to back to back. So I will put some space in between, especially like how with the podcast days, I at least put 2 hours of just doing nothing before the podcast, so I don't feel like I'm overexerted before the podcast. So I think the evenings I do all right. What I will say is, although I like sleep, since we snitching on ourselves today, Ashley, what I will say is my sleep routine over the last 2 weeks has been absolutely terrible, because I just been watching these little K-dramas, and I just been trying to stay up and watch the rest of the ending. And I need to go to bed. If we're being accountable, I just need to go to bed.
Well, so you need a bedtime.
I need a bedtime.
We going back to elementary school. We need a bedtime.
I used to thrive on bedtimes when I was in the prime of my life.
Then now we want bedtimes.
Yep, I need to read. And the funny thing is, my friends, they tease me because they know I like having a bedtime. But these last few weeks, I've been late night Ashley. I need a bedtime.
Last night I was up past my bedtime, but because I was in trial, I was on a call, and then I was like, literally as I was recording my nightly story, I'm like, I should be in bed. And I know I should. But I said that I had this non-negotiable thing that I was getting done today, so I'm finishing it. I just finished it. Now I can go to bed.
Yeah. So I need a bedtime.
Mm-hmm. And I have a reminder. I have an alarm on my phone that tells me to wind down for bed. That tells me that it's bedtime. Because I don't know about you, but I hit this block of creativity and productivity in the evening since I come home from work, typically eat dinner, and I can have about an hour, hour and a half. Sometimes it's a podcast interview, sometimes it's a coaching call, sometimes it's just dedicated office time. And I'll hit a creative streak, or I'll hit a flow. And then next thing you know, I'm just working, and then I'm like yawning, but still working. So I literally have an alarm that says wind down for bed. So when it goes off, yes, oftentimes I'm still like, give me 10 more minutes, let me finish this thing. Yeah. But it at least has triggered me a little bit to be like, you're yawning because it's close to your bedtime. Right. Yes, I get that you want to finish this thing, but this isn't just a yawn. You know, sometimes you yawn randomly. Right. You're like, why am I yawning? I ain't even like I shouldn't be sleepy. No, you're like, this yawn is associated with the fact that it's bedtime. Especially right now, because, you know, it be light outside to about 9 o'clock at night. Right. So it's real confusing.
Right. Look, because it's still light, and what? It's 7:30. Yeah.
I be literally going to like brush my teeth to start like put on my scarf, cleaning my face like at 8:30. And so I'm like, why is it still light out here? I go get into bed. If I get into bed timely at like 8:45, I'm like, why do I still see the sun setting? And there's a window right by my bed, so I'm looking up and through the. So this is why I have an alarm that says wind down for bed.
So how long is your alarm away from the time that you go to bed? So is it like 30 minutes before, an hour before?
I have two. I have one that goes off at 8 p.m. that says wind down. And then I have another one that goes off at 8:25 that says bedtime. Because I'm supposed to, at that 8:25 one, if I haven't recorded my nightly story, so like every night on like social media, on Instagram, I do like a nightly, like a not necessarily a productivity tip, but essentially some type of recap of the day, some kind of nugget to end the night on. Yeah. I'm supposed to record that, fill up my cup with water, fill up my cup with ice and water, like make sure my gallon should be drank, fill up my cup, and then be heading to my room to like brush my teeth, clean my face, you know, prayers, winding down, to be in the bed by 8:45. And then normally when I get in the bed, I can play a game on my phone for 15-20 minutes, and then my phone going to nighttime mode, and then I'm supposed to be asleep.
You know something I used to do? I'm realizing what I used to do actually was very good for me. As we're talking, I just need to implement what I used to do. So what I used to do, and I'm saying this really for accountability to all the audience and you. I used to put my phone in a different room at night so that way I could go to sleep. Cause I used to have to go to the gym at a certain time to meet with my team. And so I would put my phone in a different room so I could get up. And then I also know that I don't like getting up at like 4, 5. And so putting it in the other room will force me to actually stand up and then I would be woke. So I'm realizing I actually need to go back to doing that.
You might have to get you the old school alarm. Some people have switched to like getting back in the day. Their alarm clocks we actually had to get out of the bed too. Some people have switched to getting an alarm clock, so they physically have to get out of bed and hit that alarm button.
I had actually been looking on Amazon for an alarm clock. If you would look through my searches yesterday, literally, I was on there like, I need to get me an alarm clock. Like, and plus aesthetically, I just kind of wanted a nice little alarm clock.
It's just sprucing up your space. You got feng shui. We got to keep the vibe.
Feng shui. One thing that I've been feeling, the Holy Spirit told me, is to create patterns that provoke success. That's been like the word that he's given me. And something that I know for a fact is literally our success comes from being consistent in the patterns that we create. I know that. And so, having this conversation is really just reinforcing, like, Ashley, you need to have not only a morning routine, but also go back to having a night routine. Because I just strayed away from the night routine as well.
Yeah. And I think one of the two is easiest to let go of. For me, my morning routine is solid. My nighttime routine is the one that, like, I do the same things, but like I was saying, when this alarm goes off, this is what I should be doing. But then I'm like, I just finished this podcast interview, so I'm a little bit behind on my time, and I need to wrap this thing up. Or because I try to drink a gallon a day, like, I'm behind on my gallon of water, so now I'm sitting here trying to chug this water before I can go to bed. So if for some people it's both. For some people they don't got neither one of the routines. But most times one of the two of your routines is solid and one needs some work. So for me, my morning routine is solid. It's no ifs, ands, buts, wiggle room. That's solid. My nighttime routine is what sometimes has the quote unquote issue, but it's because of the things that happen in the evening. If it's a day when I'm just coming home and I don't have any calls, I'm typically pretty solid. If it's a day that I have coaching or, for example, church, my church, like, I go to a satellite campus for my church, and so we switch. Instead of us doing for our smaller location church on Sundays, we do Bible study on Wednesday, which means I stay after work to go to Bible study. And so by the time I get home, like pulling into my garage, it's 8:55, 9 o'clock.
Ah, got you.
I'm supposed to be in bed.
Yeah.
So like when I'm driving home, I'm trying to make sure that I'm chugging the water so that when I can get inside, I can just quickly fill up the cup, change out of the clothes, put the pajamas on, and get in the bed. But I know, generally speaking, Wednesday's going to be my late night. I'm going to be up. It might just be 10 minutes late, but I'm going to be up 10 minutes late because of the fact that I'm just getting home from church and I'm trying to do these other things. But otherwise, during the week, like, okay, tonight we're doing this podcast interview. We'll finish in enough time to where I should still be solid on my morning routine. Last night, I had a call that started at 8. So it didn't end to almost 9. And so I'm trying to do, I'm doing all the things that I can do while I'm still on the call so that I can still be pretty close to solid on the nighttime routine.
I'm going to leave this episode with just knowing I need to make that morning solid and get that nighttime together. We did have a few comments come in. I want to make sure I read some of the comments that came in. Actually, it was pretty nice amount of comments that was coming in. Earlier when you were talking about confidence, we had a person say the ability to appear in confidence. She said, that's good. And then another comment that we had, this is a funny comment. It says, Ashley, you think you're a lawyer because you watch Law and Order SUV. Funny thing is, I told her that before the podcast.
And I was about to say, and she did say that.
And I definitely think I am a lawyer because of my TV show. If they ever ask me, like, where you get your degree from, Law and Order SUV, just so y'all know. And then
you got earlier, like LOS or something like that. You got to make it like to a university. You can't call it Law and Order. You got to be like LOS. I say that because this weekend I was speaking on a panel. It was a youth summit, and my uncle was talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I got my my degree from SWU.
Like,
I didn't think my uncle went to college. Did I miss something? Sidewalk University. You can't say Law and Order.
You're right.
So it got to be
I gotta professionalize it.
LAO.
LAO. I got my LAO. I got. Yeah. That's it right there. I'm gonna professionalize it because I want people to take me seriously. And then if something happened, I'm gonna tell them to call Lee for free or call Coach Lee because I ain't got you. You had some people in the comments. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, yeah, we're gonna call somebody. We're gonna get it together.
We're gonna call Jesus. There was a comment in the chat that said, man, she's spitting, definitely taking notes. We had another person say, nap time, I miss. Another person said, I have an alarm to remind me to drink water every hour. However, I mostly ignore that alarm that I said. Felt that? We had another comment come and say, snooze is my best friend. Felt that for myself. And then we had two more comments come in and say, we never had a TV in our room, but the phone has replaced that. And I am still in front of a screen at night. It's such a distraction from my time in the Word and also working towards my goals. I felt that. And she said,
I don't have a TV in my room to this day because growing up, we didn't have a TV in our room. But I can understand. You heard me. What I say was part of my nighttime routine is I get in the bed and I got 15 minutes to play games on my phone.
Maybe I need to move the TV out the room. And the sad thing is, even if the TV is in the room, I won't watch the TV for real because I have this thing. And so I will watch that thing. Yeah. I like what she said, though, after that comment. She said, I'm going to write out a routine for both night and day. That this is definitely useful for my life. And I felt that for myself, too, that I need to actually write the vision. Make it plain. Actually, I need to actually... I need to actually write out what I want my day to look like because it's really just those two things I need to add. Well, actually, I also need to add my washing, my like skin regimen routine in there as well. It's just a few things I just need to simply add. And I like how you mentioned like sometimes we'll think something will take less time than it actually takes because I be swearing stuff don't take that long and it be taking a little too long, longer than I thought. Mm-hmm. So that's good. So I know in your bio you said you help people uncover hidden time in their day. So what is one way that you would help someone, maybe somebody in the chat or somebody online, uncover, some hidden time that they may have instead of thinking that they don't have time?
So we talked about you watching TV, and I'm not knocking your TV watching, but let's put that time to work.
Get me together.
So I don't have time to fold up my clothes. But you just sit on that couch and watch TV for how long? Do you need brain power to fold up clothes? We've been folding clothes for how long? Pick them up and fold them. Jesus. I feel like sometimes spotting hidden time is literally, it's a matter of like, not time sinking. What's the word I was looking for? Like combining items. Like, I really wish I had time to, sometimes you're like, I want to call this person and check in, but I quote unquote don't have time. I know me. I got an hour commute. Well, right now, not as much because it's summertime, so kids ain't in school, so I don't got school traffic. Yeah. But generally speaking, I got over a good hour commute to and from work. When I'm like, I need to call. See, my daddy, he can be long-winded sometimes. And any conversation with him pretty much is like an hour.
I understand that.
Car ride. Perfect time. I got to drive to work anyways.
I felt that.
Here's your hour that you can talk to me. Because also, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but once I get to work, he gonna hear me, I'm starting to get the stuff together. Right, so normally we wrap up the conversation because he's like, okay, I know you gotta try to carry all your stuff inside. But when we're talking about we don't have time to do X, Y, and Z thing, how many things are we doing that's inconvenience? Number one, how much time are we wasting? Like, my boss used to ask me, like, do you ever just sit and watch TV and do nothing? And I'm like, rarely. There's always something that I can do when I watch TV. Even if it's literally on the commercials, instead of fast forwarding through the commercials, use that 5-10 minute commercial break and go, let me go clean my face real quick. Yeah. Let me go fill up my cup with water. Let me go pack my lunch for tomorrow. Like these quick 5-10 minute tasks that truly take 5-10 minutes. Not the tasks that take an hour that you think take 5 minutes. The true 5-minute tasks, brushing your teeth. It don't take 5 minutes. It take less than 5 minutes, but like Okay, on this commercial break, I'm gonna brush my teeth. On this commercial break, I'm gonna clean my face. On this commercial break, I'm gonna pack my lunch. Like the little things that we can do. But then if we want to talk about the bigger things, like, I don't know about y'all, but I don't leave my house to go grocery shopping. I like to do things when I'm already out. I passed the grocery store on my way home. Yeah. So literally last Friday on my way home from work, I went grocery shopping. Because why would I wait until the weekend when I want to just sit in my house to have to get in my car to drive to the grocery store to go buy groceries when I pass that thing Monday through Friday?
Yeah.
Occasionally on a Saturday, like I might have book club or something like that from church, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be in that area. But like I plan my things. Like I don't like to get in my car to drive anywhere for just that thing. Like, I mean, work, I guess, is kind of different.
No, like, I feel you.
I don't want to just get in my car to go grocery shopping. I don't want to just get in my car to go return a library book. I don't want to just get in my car to fill in the blank. Yeah. And like for work, we get one work from home day a week. So sometimes if I got court, they're like, well, why you didn't use your work from home day this week? I'm like, because I had court. And they was like, well, you could have used half of it. No, if I crank up this car to come to work, I need to get the full benefit of 8 hours of gas of this car in this parking garage at work. I get it logically. It don't make sense because it's the same commute time, whether I'm there for 1 hour or 8 hours. But this car need to sit here for this whole time. It makes sense in my head.
I'm sorry, that's funny. That's hilarious. No, I feel you. I really mess with what you said about, pretty much like stacking things up, because I do not like leaving
the house. Same when we're talking about building like your morning routine and your night routine to habit stack to put the things together. Yep. We stack in life. Like, combine similar things together. Yep. Oh, I wish I had time to listen to audiobooks. Okay, you go for a walk every day. Yeah. Why don't you listen to an audiobook while you're on your walk outside? What else are you doing?
Yeah. And you know what on that same vein, I was telling my friend, I was like, the reason why I like walking in the morning is because that's when I do my worship. That's when I do my prayer. And that's when I also do my Bible study, my listening, or I would say my Bible listening. And so I like to stack those two things together because I already know in my morning, I'm going to do some kind of devotion with God. It's like, let me stack this other thing into it because I like walking and praying. And so that's why I was like, I have to make sure that morning is back to being solid because I genuinely just like to do those two things together.
Mm-hmm. And your dog appreciates it too, I'm sure.
Oh, he really does. His favorite place to be is outside. It literally, after we get off here, I'd already prioritized he's about to get him a walk because he deserves it. And that's something else I've been trying to do. Like once we finish the podcast, I try to make sure he gets a pretty lengthy walk. Like he gets his time. And then I'm similar to what you said, like how you said you'll get in the car and that'll be your time. Girl, my car time is my talk time because sometimes when I'm at home, I do not feel like talking. So when I know I'm taking the dog outside, that's my talk time. When I know I'm going to get in the car, that's my talk time. And sometimes, I'll talk at home, but if I know I got to do something and I don't have nothing else to think about, hey, let me call this person. Let's talk right now. Like as soon as I leave out this house for this dog, we going to get on the phone with my mama. Somebody going to get a call just, because that's a part of my habit. Now you got me with that folding of the clothes. It was like you had read my mind and the spirit just told you, he said, drop this one on her. She know this gonna hit her. Because literally, I was like, Ashley, why you just didn't fold the clothes while you were sitting there on the couch? But I will say, thankfully, I was able to meal prep yesterday while I was watching a little show. Because I was like, I'm sitting here doing nothing with my life. Let me get up and do something I actually need to get done. And it could just be in the background.
Right, because a lot of, like, now given, there are plenty of recipes that involve active attention. But most of our meal prep is throwing something in the oven, whether it's the chicken, the fish, the whatever. Like, okay, in 30 minutes, I got to come back and attend to this. But for 30 minutes, I can now either be doing something else or sitting down, relaxing, watching TV while I'm meal prepping.
And that's what I was doing yesterday. I was like, that quinoa finna sit in that rice cooker for about 30 minutes. Let's get that going. Let's move on to the next thing. Once it's time to get to that next thing, Yeah, see, I see why they pay you the big bucks in the courtroom and outside of it. They definitely was right when they said Coach Lee is supposed to be a coach. It's been, 53 minutes, and she done turned my morning upside down, my evening, right side, right. I'm telling you, I'm going to make me a little list. And because I know my mom is listening, She's gonna hold me accountable, whether I want her to or not.
Get her, Mom.
Yeah, she be getting me. She be getting me. So I'm gonna let her hold me accountable. I do have one final question that I like to ask every single person at the end of the episode. Because this show is about mindset, I want to ask if you could leave us with a mindset shift, thinking about where we are right now and where you want us to be. What is that shift that has to happen in between?
A phrase that I like to say, and I think this works perfectly for this: if you change your perspective, if you change your mindset, you change your life. Perspective is how you look at things. So how are you looking at productivity, your ability to get things done, your ability to succeed, meal prepping, whatever it is? How are you looking at that thing? Mindset is, perspective is it's like, what are you looking at? Mindset is how you think about it. So like, what are your thoughts around it? And as a result of it, your life will change. So if you change how you look at it, if you change how you think about it, the thing will change. So if we want to shift our mindsets, we really have to change what we're looking at, what we're thinking about, and then as a result, it will change. So if you see it and you believe it and you show up in it, like you say, okay, you don't flip my morning routine upside right, this right, upside down. You're shifting your mindset around your morning routine, your evening routine, the way you're going to structure your day. So now it's going to change because your belief around it, this is possible, I can do it, versus the negative thoughts that we often have of, I can't never get nothing done. It ain't going to never work out for me. That's why it's not working out for you, because you keep speaking that negative.
That's good.
So change your perspective, change your mindset, change your life.
I like that. Change your perspective, change your mindset, change your life. Yeah, because it's really it starts with how you see something. It literally, and that's something that I say, I love when somebody says something that I even need the reminder of, because I was talking recently about tests and trials, and I was telling some people that, we see tests as a negative. Like a lot of people in high school or in college, they didn't like taking tests. And God had told me it's time to refine how we see that. Tests are actually, he told me to say that tests reveal where you're at. It's mental feedback, it's physical feedback, it's showing you where you're at so you can assess what needs to happen to get to where you're going. I see you got inspired, so I'm going to wait.
I was listening to a sermon on Sunday. It's part of, I think it's Pastor Mike Jr. Mm-hmm. It's a series they were doing, the Let Them series. But I was listening to an old episode. They said that the enemy breaks things to break people, because the enemy rarely attacks what he's directly after. So breaking seasons are things that build us. And so sometimes we get so focused on this isn't working for us. But what if it is?
Right.
You got to get rid of what. You got to get rid of that to get to where it's going to be.
Right.
So when you said that, I was like, wait a minute, that go to that sermon. It just.
Because on that same note, when I was having a conversation with an auntie of mine yesterday, we were talking about how, again, back to trials, we were talking about how, what if God is literally using this for your good? And I'm an advocate believer in my favorite scripture in the entire world, Romans 8:28. I just sit in Romans 8:28 because I personally believe that when he says, God causes all things to work together for your good, that is what keeps my perspective on the straight and narrow. Because every single thing that is happening in my life, everything is refining me, is building me, is helping me. I love how you said, what if the breaking is actually supposed to happen to help build you? There's been times in my life where I felt like I literally was broken, but just like a horse has to be broken in order for it to be trained, what if the brokenness is helping you to become submissive so that God can actually fully use you? He could just be breaking you in. For the girlies. You know what? I know I asked my final question, but I'm going to throw one more thing out there. If there's anything else you want to leave us with, because you got so much wisdom, now's the time. Whatever else you got for us.
Start. Just start. Whatever it is you've been thinking about wanting to do, just start. And when I say start, I'm just talking about like one step. This isn't, for example, you at 6 a.m. now, you want to get to 4:30. This isn't go from 6 to 4:30.
Right.
Give yourself 15, 20 minutes. Like, we have to stop trying to go 0 to 100 as we work to change our lives.
Yes.
So just start. Like, you have this idea in your head. Maybe the first thing you need to do, maybe your start is getting it out of your head and on the paper, writing down your routine, writing down your schedule, doing a brain dump so you can see the ideas that you have. But if it's in your head, it's in your head for a reason. So start.
Yeah. You know what? I needed that for myself because the reason why I redid the room is because I wanted to get back into recording content all over my house. So my goal was, if I said create the space you want to create in. And so that's why I started like restructuring different things in my house. Even in my kitchen, I started revamping it. And it's little things. I haven't done like this massive change. And one thing my mom got me together with is sometimes you have everything you need and you just have to going back to that perspective. You just have to rearrange what you have. So I really didn't buy too many things. I just used what I had. I took it from one spot to the next spot and I just repurposed it. And so even in this room, I'm so happy because one thing I wanted to do was I said, you just got to get back to starting to record. So I said, you know what? Let me bring the tripod up here. All the lighting is already set up. My camera's already up here. Mic's already charged. All I got to do is put the camera on the tripod and hit go. Because everything that I've studied, I'm ready to talk about it. It was just creating a space that makes it easier for me to show up and create. So I like how you said, just start. Yes. Yeah.
One small step.
Drops the mic. Coach Lee dropped the mic on tonight. I must say, as I said before the show, I do want to have you back on because I really want to get back into the court cases. You know, I really want to.
I mean, because we got LAO University.
LAO. I'm LAX. I'm going to say that because I like the X. LAX or MMX, whatever. Look, because I just really want to pick your brain. I want to know more about cases, and I think it would just be a cool episode just to dive into, like, you know, law from an actual professional and a semi, not really professional, but professional in my mind. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Amateur. A working professional. A working
professional. Thank you. A real professional and a Thanks for making me feel good about my fake calling.
That's your new role, your position, and your education.
In Jesus' name. Or mine. Who knows?
Perspective.
It's one thing I got. But I do want to say thank you for joining me on tonight's episode. I want to say thank you for even sharing your wisdom and also giving us some nuggets to help us reshape our days, finding hidden time within the day. I just genuinely just want to say thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for having me. This has literally been a long time coming, so I enjoyed being here.
It has. Where can they find you on these internet streets if they want to get connected to get some coaching?
I'm at legally.me everywhere. That's LEGALLEE.me. Website, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like all everywhere at legally.me.
She's all on these platforms, legally.me. I would say if you are struggling with procrastination, struggling with time management, any of those areas that we mentioned on tonight, definitely get in contact with her, even if it's for just one session, because you never know how one session can change your life. Perspective. This one session changed my life.
Just start.
Just start. And that's something that they typed in the comments is just start. So that's going to be what we leave y'all on tonight. Just start. And that's it. So guys, I want to say thank you always for tuning in to every podcast. We have officially reached our 30th episode of this year. We've been doing it since March, and I'm so happy to even see the consistency of being able to interview multiple wonderful people. If you know anybody that's interested, definitely let them know that they can go to our website and sign up. And with that, guys, I'm so happy to see you, talk to you, love on you guys, and also have you at the table. So until next time, I will see you all soon. Peace.